Hey, what's up, my beautiful, lovely souls? I wanted to make another video for you guys. Um, Basically, short one was on my way home from my job today, and just really thinking hard about just the values and the things I hold close to me, and I guess you can say rearranging or prioritizing, seeing if it needs to change, come in, beautiful. And it just wanted, I just wanted to talk about, because I wanted to talk about grief. Because when I was on my way home, grief hit me pretty hard. Sorry, I keep going back to that room because it's so gorgeous. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous out there. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about grief. Just, grief can come in many different forms, and whether it's from a loss of a loved one or someone close to you, or a pet, or even grief from stress or financial, or it can be very different because it can be either emotional from death, or from personal because of finances and stuff. So that would be mental, and yeah, it affects personal life. And so just dealing with grief, I think it's important to understand that this light is really killing me. But it's important to understand that grief is it's a normal human emotion, and not only does everybody experience it, but everybody should learn how to welcome it, because we like to say, oh, feeling sad, feeling bad is not good for you. But it's not about, oh, I'm feeling sad. Instead, we can take it as this is remembrance. I'm never gonna be at this place and time again like today. So I'm gonna take that as not as an advantage, basically, and say, this is the best time of my life right now, because once I get out of this, I know how to prevent myself from falling back into this place again. I'm gonna know, and I'm gonna learn how to not be in this place again, or fall into this hole, or ditch, or whatever you want to call it again. So I think it's important to know that grief it doesn't have to be such a bad thing. It can, I was just telling my partner the other day that I know a lot of people probably don't agree or don't like sappy or sad songs, because it's like, why are you singing about something that's just like so sad and sappy? Like, just move on and blah, blah, blah. whatever your reasoning for is. I've heard many different reasons on why people just don't like sappy or melancholic songs or melancholy in general. But I think it can be such a beautiful emotion because it's that person expressing a moment in their lives where they'll never feel like that again, or where they're feeling such a deep emotion that in order to express it, they have to step into a different energy of themselves, not in order to be truly authentic and genuine. They reflect on it and they have to, and they have to, but they step into this space where they're gloomed and melancholy. And I think there's a certain beauty to that because sadness can be such a beautiful thing, yes, at one thing it feels really sucky and it feels like, oh, will I ever feel good again, or will I feel better? But the important thing to know is that yes, you will. Life goes on, and not to, throw that excuse and say, oh, it doesn't matter whatever you're sad about or whatever you're, grieving about. It doesn't matter and life goes on. But it's truly to remember that, to say, like, hey, I'm sad. I'm really sad, and this is A, B, and C, and this is why, and I want to do this, and I want to remember this, and I want to be able to put aside certain, whether that be actions or feelings or music or art towards this, in order to be creative and to get my creative output out and to really truly express the way I'm feeling my grief right now. I think it's a beautiful feeling to be able to recognize when you're remembering something so deeply felt by you at one point in time, and being able to remember and not to look back in fear or in sadness, but in memory and in love, and say, yes, this still troubles me and this still makes me sad, but at the same time I know that I'm okay, and this is just me remembering. So that's what I think the whole tears of happiness or joy, tears of joy come from, it's like you remember a past memory of a loved one, who passed away in your life, and you start crying, and it's like, it's not a sad memory, it's not a sad person. Yeah, I may be sad about the fact that he's no longer, or they're no longer in my life, but I'm remembering the goodness about them and the love that I had for them and the love that they shared for me, vice versa, and this is only an example, of course, but like I said, grief can be a very beautiful thing. I mean, life is unfair, I don't, the Most High and Mighty in the Bible, I don't know if any of you, agree or believe in the same faith as I, but I know in my faith and in my belief that God says life is not fair. It's not going to be fair. It's not ever going to be a consistent, oh, you're happy, you're perfect, everything's great, everything's awesome. We wish it could be that way. I mean, I wish it could be that way too. It's just learning that it's not that way. And in a way, that makes everything kind of imperfectly perfect. Because without the sads and the lows and from the highs and from our happy moments, how are we ever going to know that we're truly happy? If you've never experienced true sadness or true grief or, true memory of sadness and of despair, then how do we know that we're truly happy in a different moment? It wouldn't be possible. And I definitely believe that God is out there watching us, protecting us, His children. We're His children, and we get sad sometimes, but guess what? And we experience grief sometimes, and life is unfair, and the world goes on, and the point is taking that and twisting it and turning it so that it not works in your favor, but it doesn't bother you, where it's just life, and you're happy to experience it either way. Because let's be honest, sadness comes with a deal. So is happiness, but happiness is not a long-term promise. Peace can be. So learning to make peace with grief is definitely an important lesson, I feel. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I hope you guys take something away from this small little message, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm about to go inside, get ready for bed, and change into something comfortable. But I also really want to meditate on the feelings that I felt today, because yeah, I was grieving for a moment, and I was feeling like life isn't fair, and oh me, and pity me, and oh my. But the truth is, life isn't fair, and I gotta know. I've gotta know that life very much can be fair, but life can also be unfair. And it's learning to be happy with both results. Because in the end, it doesn't affect who you are. It doesn't change who you are in your soul as a genuine person in this life. Where I would hope it doesn't change it. But like I say on this channel, change is always good. So if you're working towards something new, that's always awesome, and I love to hear that. I love to hear back from all my listeners, of course, if there's anybody listening. Anyways, it was nice to talk out here tonight. It's very peaceful tonight. And again, that moon is shining nice and bright. Beautiful moon. I hope you guys stay safe and protected. Bye, my beautiful souls.